Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
So that helped out a lot too, believe it or not. So for some, the pandemic was a terrible thing, but for some, it really helped people
It
like me.
really helped. Yeah, yeah. It was a time where you could, or it still is, it's still ongoing in a sense that
Hmm.
it's a time in which you can really level up. You know what I'm saying?
And work
Yourself,
on yourself.
work on yourself. I'm telling you, and that is just dope. Oh my goodness. Whew. Okay. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, okay, so with this, the aspect of you, going into fitness, you're now on your journey, or you started your journey with the smoothies and this and that. You're now owning your own business in regards to the smoothies. You have clientele in regards to that. You obviously have made results and progress yourself using the doggone product you're selling, so
Mhm.
you're a testimony of the product. What keeps you going? You know what I'm saying? On the days where it gets hard, it gets tough, maybe you got a kid, you got things going on, certain things pop up that you don't really expect. What keeps you going? What makes Alyssa get up out of bed every day?
So honestly, it's when people come and tell me how good it was or that they really enjoyed it. When I tell you, I get a message
Mm.
like just about every day from one of my clients. Or so I'll give you an example. I'm very rigid in how I do things. I'm very down to the minute. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's OCD. Very much like that when it comes to my business.
I
So
know, yeah.
this past weekend, I'm making smoothies. I'm finishing up orders, and someone asked me to make a smoothie bowl. I
Mm.
try not to interrupt my orders to kind of just do something like everything's pre-done.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, I'm just gonna make this, and I topped it and I closed it, and I was like, this isn't even like the best to me. Like to me, this is good, but I
Mm.
could have had the whole display. I wish I hadn't covered. Anyways, my mind works crazy in that way.
Mm. Yeah.
So I gave it to her. She paid for it. I went back to doing what I was doing, and then I got on a phone call, and then I looked down, and she was calling me, and I was like, I know it wasn't packaged as nicely as I would have liked it. Like I was
What she
just,
call it for? Right, right.
and I answered, and she said, "This is the best smoothie bowl I've ever had in my life." In my life. And she said, I hope that God blesses your business beyond measure. And I hope that, and I, mind you, I spoke to her for maybe about 5 minutes before, she walked
Yeah.
out. So to hear her say, and then for her to ask me 75 million questions on how she could order, it's a really humbling experience every single time and every single message. And I think people think that I'm like, it's really humbling because it's like, if you had told me 3 or 4 years ago, this is where I would be and this is
Mm.
what I would be doing, I would have told you you were a liar.
Mm.
Told you that you didn't know what you were talking about. But now to hear that, like, it not only worked for me, but it's working for you too, I have to keep going because you're right. If I don't help you, like, who else is going to help them? And a lot of my clients are Black women.
Mm.
I want to help them because I there was nobody like that to help me.
Mm.
To kind of go and search. And if I can be that for somebody else, then that's what keeps me going.
Nice.
Messages, all the positivity. I get so much positivity. I feel bad for those people who get, whose social media is like flooded with such negativity.
Yeah.
I get none of that. And that's how come I feel like this is the direction I'm supposed to be moving in. This is where I'm supposed to be going.
That is dope, man. That is so
Thanks.
dope. I like, yeah, like it really is, because I feel the exact same way.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these interviews, what you're saying right now is making me think in my head, this is why I keep going. This is exactly why I gotta keep going, because of the what you're sharing. Someone needs to hear this. Somebody needs to be a medium for someone to hear this. Somebody has to hear these doggone stories. These things are amazing. What you just said is absolutely amazing. What you're going through. The way I describe it is everyone has a journey. You're a hero. You're a hero usually of that journey. You're the hero of your journey, and then you're going to share that journey, or you should share that journey, so that someone else who's on their journey can take from your journey and learn from it, take those
Mm.
lessons and all those different things, and be able to internalize them and use the wisdom from them. And so what you're saying right now, what you're doing right now, and what you've been through is only going to make someone else just as it just actually just inspired me. Like for real. A lot of times people be thinking that when they watch my videos, they're getting something from it. A lot of times I'm sitting there like I'm taking notes. I'm over here. How do you spell that? It's like is that an E or a P? It's like I'm trying to get whatever I can out of this. And it's literally just that enjoyable. It's this aspect of, like you said, helping other people and serving other people. That truly is my energy as well. It's the same type of energy. And isn't it funny too? And I'm sure you've had the same concept, but isn't it funny how oftentimes when you're not even trying to look for anything in return, just how much you get back?
Oh my goodness.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
can you speak on that a little bit in regards to you?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So when I tell you, so I'm gonna give you an example. So
Mm-hmm.
the ladies again that I'm partnered with are for Get Your Body Back Wellness Medi Spa,
Yeah.
Melinda Jefferson and Melissa Ramsey. And when I tell
Mm.
you, I feel like I don't know, they saw something on the neighborhood app and they found.
Mm.
Guess I was just nice to them or polite, or I gave them myself.
Mm.
I tell you, from just giving them myself, they have turned me on to so many other clients. Like when I tell you half my clients come from them, um, it's just crazy because I'm like, well, I'm not too sure. Just try this out. And it has come back in abundance. Like, no, girl, you have this great product. So no, we're going to send you everybody. Um, and I'm again, it's humbling. It's just like,
Yes, it's hard. Right.
I'm ready. Am I ready? I got it.
You
It's okay. Yeah,
want to
100,
shrink
a
back.
100 smoothies. All right.
You want to shrink back. You said 100 smoothies.
There was one week I made 100, and I think it was like in 5 days. Within 5 days, I made 100. But again, this was when I could make smoothies every day. But that was a great week. That was a great week. It was like 100. Yeah.
Oh my God. And you're doing all this by yourself in terms of making the smoothies.
Hmm. Yeah, making, topping, decorating, all of them. It's all me. And I know that maybe eventually that'll have to change, but I'm hoping
Mm.
the new system I put in place, I still should be able to do this by myself for a while.
Okay. Okay. You also stated, I think I've even asked you personally, that everything is local right now.
Hmm.
Okay. So, but you are looking at some point.
Oh my God, I want to ship so bad. So
Mm.
one of the dilemmas that I kind of looked at was the cup itself and the packaging. Um, and so I was just like, I don't know how feasible this is for this shape.
Yeah.
But with the smoothie bowls, I'll be able to. Like the shape is more compact. I can see that functioning and shipping a little bit better.
Yeah.
Um, so again, I'm kind of going through a transition as far as my space, and I feel like
Mm.
once I've moved again, I think it's my own space, I'll be able to accommodate that. But my God, I can't wait to start shipping.
Mm.
Um, that's my goal, but I would mean that I need to free up my time, my smoothie making time. It has to be different. It's gonna sound crazy, but it's like I have to just change the way I have systems in place so that way
Mhm.
to ship and still provide orders for people that are here.
Exactly. And I hear you having that entrepreneur mindset. You're using the term systems. I already,
Yeah.
yeah. You gotta have, yeah, I already know.
So many systems.
I already know. You gotta systems within systems. That's the only way stuff
Yeah.
works. If you
Yeah.
set up if you ain't got no system, yeah, it ain't gonna happen. That's why I love that. I love it. Man. Oh, I'm trying not to be so selfish. I'm like, all right, let me make sure I ask questions that other people like, not my own personal wants of questions. But yeah, it is so amazing. Okay, we were talking earlier, and when you had messaged me, you had stated or you had used the terminology of you're still trying to get comfortable with yourself.
Mhm.
I want you to go a little bit into that because I know, I want to just kind of dive a little bit into that because again, I'm not sure if you're single now, or if you're still married, but I meet a lot of single, Black single women. Honestly, as you can see, a lot of my content is Black women, and a
Mhm.
lot of them are single, Black women who are mothers.
Mhm.
And my mom, I'm a product of that. I'm a product of my mom who raised three by herself. Um, when it comes to that, or when it comes to the same story that you hear oftentimes, it's usually carried by abuse and all these other different things. And I'll hear that same concept of trying to now learn how to accept compliments. I'm trying to now learn how to accept help. I'm trying to learn how to love myself, or like you stated, be comfortable with myself, or those type of terminologies. So that's the reason why I came back to it, because at some point what I want to do is actually have an interview with like 4 of y'all in there, and it's just going to be everybody gleaning from everybody. So that's eventually what I want to do. But I really want to hone in on that term or that phrase. Like, what, when you say that, for you, everyone else that answered was it would definitely be different, but I'm sure there'll be similarities. But for you, what do you mean by that in regards to learning to love, or I guess be comfortable with yourself?
So just because you lose the weight,
Mm,
not mean that your mind changes. A lot of people who go through weight loss, usually it takes them a longer amount of time. Mine was very quickly. It was done very quickly. And
mm,
I don't know that my mental state was able to keep up with how fast it happened, if that makes sense. Like I
that makes
wasn't
sense.
able to
Mm,
gradually, you know what I'm saying? Say, oh, this is
mm-hmm,
right. It just happened so quick.
mm,
And when I was going through the process, I didn't even realize what I looked like or what my size was until I actually went out and like my dad said, you know, your clothes look terrible on you. Like you need to go buy some clothes that fit, because I was so focused
definitely,
on
yeah.
weight loss that I didn't even realize that my clothes didn't fit. And so when I went and started taking pictures of myself, I was like, oh my God, like this is what I look like. Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, wait a second. And so at the time, you know, I was married and I'm no, well, we're still married, but we're separated. Um, and with that comes, you know, men who now come and approach me, and I don't even understand what that is. Firstly, just, you know, just freshly kind of being separated. And then I was never single in this size. I've never been
Mm,
in my adult life. Like, I think the last time I was this size was like before college.
mm,
And so it's different. It's interesting. It's kind of like, well, what do you want? Like, why? Because I'm used to being that fat friend. I'm used to being the person who's kind of overlooked. And I'm 6 feet tall. So being 6 feet tall and being already, you know, taller and now bigger, you know, it's intimidating for a lot of men.
mm,
I'm not even used to like men approaching me or talking.
mm,
So when I say like coming into myself, it's still weird because even though I know what I look like, I'm not used to people receiving me looking like this, or um I guess outside of a relation, outside of my marriage.
yeah.
So it's been different.
Wow.
It's hard to navigate because again, it's like you said, learning to accept a compliment. It's just like,
Mm,
because I do look nice in this, or you
mm,
do look great today. Because like we talked about before, people treat you differently when you look different, when you're smaller. It's unfortunate to say, but you know, people that give me the or that try to give me the time of day would not have.
mm,
Even something as simple gestures as like a, I don't know, holding open a door.
mm.
It's just very, it's different, but it makes me more conscious of how I treat everyone. Um,
Facts.
so yeah, it's just been
Facts.
interesting. But I think it's like I said, because my process was so fast.
Yeah.
I think I was ready. And then because I was still married, it was like, oh well, it doesn't matter. I don't have to worry about too many nobody talking to me because I'm married. So whatever.
Mm.
But now it's just been like, oh, what this is.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I never understood what that whole like people creeping in your DM was. Like I
Yeah.
never. So now it's just been like, oh, I get it. Oh, I get it. Okay,
Right.
but I get it.
Yeah.
So
That is, I'm so glad you highlighted that. That's a topic I will definitely be going into. Your mind trying to catch up with your physical transformation.
yeah.
Golly, how did I not think of that? Again, I've never been one to struggle. I told you, I never want to struggle with weight and things of that nature. So I can never say that I can understand that aspect of it. But what I do have is the privilege to talk to people who have, in some sense, dealt with those insecurities or those challenges. And so as I do these interviews, again, just like what you just did, you pointed out a very crucial concept. I've heard a few people mention it, but again, because I wasn't there, I feel like it didn't resonate with me as much. I'm just like, oh, okay. Or some people mention loose skin, and they'll be like, man, this whole aspect of loose skin and how trying to, so they'll sometimes show how they look with clothing on, but then it's like you don't see the flabby arms or just things they would talk about. And I think it was one, her name is Angie. I'm not sure if you ever ran into her, but she's growing pretty big on TikTok. And she just like one day, I think, made a TikTok or something about her arms and was just showing different areas. And I was like, wow.
And it's amazing because you become more insecure sometimes about,
Mm,
so like my arms are, you can tell like, oh, she's lost weight, like that's, it's very obvious and very apparent, but
mhm,
it's not, I mean, not that it makes you completely, but it lets you recognize that you're not ever finished. Like just because you lose the weight, you're not ever done. Like now I'm to the point where I'm like, no, I have to tighten this up. I'm gonna be 40 soon. Like I have to make sure that I'm not walking around here looking like, like I dropped 60 pounds. Like I feel like right now I look that way. And we're our own toughest critic.
yeah.
That's where I am in my journey. It was like, okay, now we got to tighten this up. We've lost it. So keep
Mm,
fine. I could live the rest of my life like this,
mhm.
but realizing that it's a journey. It's not, you
Wow.
never, or some people reach their destination, but for me, it is a constant journey every single day.
I love that. I love that you mentioned that, because a lot of people think that this can happen overnight. A lot of people will.
It doesn't.
You're right, right. The concept of people trying to, again, going back to your smoothies, would you, for people who may look at your smoothies and see your results and be like, I want that smoothie. What do you tell them in regards to that aspect of it doesn't happen overnight? Hey, this smoothie isn't going to make this happen overnight. Do you tell them that, or?
So I tell people that my case was extreme. Like I chose
Mm,
smoothies. Like I'm an extreme case and I'm not the average, I'm not the norm, and I'm not reality.
wow.
So when I tell people about I say, you don't want to do what I did. And if you do want to do what I did, that's fine. But it's not sustainable, it's not realistic, and most people fail.
Mm,
So I just tell people to replace their dinners. I say, let's talk about what you could have for breakfast. Let's talk about what you can have for lunch. And let's talk about that this should be your dinner. You should have it before a certain time. There's a
mm,
that you need to take to go along with this, and
yeah.
it's the same things. So I'm very honest with people. Um, I do tell them that, like, and you have some people that don't lose a pound every single day, and then but
Right.
that's better. It almost sounds crazy. Like I feel like it's great because then we discuss things like, are you on your period?
Right.
When was the last time you had a bowel movement? How many
Exactly.
today? Um, so those leads into those other kind of discussion. Did you cheat? Like, and most of the time,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but we discuss why that happened. So
Yeah.
I don't sell people a lie. I'm very honest and say,
Mm,
you may not be able to do what I did. I don't
mm.
do what I did. I don't recommend you doing what I did.
Wow. Oh,
But I can give you a version that's going to give you the same results and longer lasting results.
right.
So,
That is dope. That is dope. I love that. And I was talking to my last interview, which you probably saw, well, snippets of it at least. I haven't posted. Well, today I posted the part one, but it's Go Mummy Fitness. I was
mm,
talking with her about trainers and just how
mm,
some trainers can sell you this, especially trainers that take steroids. They can sell you these, like, or they use fat burners and things like that, and they don't tell you that they're using those things. Again, I'm not saying anything necessarily wrong if you want to if you choose to use those things, but it's more of like being honest. It's more of like
mm,
telling a person, hey, you are not going to look just like this. This is what I did. This is what I
mm,
took. This is what, being honest in that way. If you're trying to train or coach somebody, instead of just showing someone your glutes, your booty, or showing someone, and then, in some sense, trying to get their money, but you're not being honest with them. And so they're like, man, what's going on? And they're going years and years paying you money, not realizing that you're taking, fat burners or steroids to get the way you are. So that's another reason why I asked that, because I just wanted to know, how do you deal with clients that come to you and they're just, some can be very desperate. There's a lot of clients.
And I'm
Mhm.
very honest with people. I really am. But I tell people too, like, I feel like that's why my brand is growing, because what I tell you is the truth and it works. And there's not been one person that I've worked with that hasn't said that they've seen results, and that
Wow.
will keep coming back.
Yeah.
So it works, and
Absolutely.
I believe in that, in being honest with
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly, exactly. And I know that, and that's why I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you brought that aspect up, because that is a beautiful thing. I think in any company, any business, is to be truthful and honest in that regards. Um, and at the end of the day, it creates loyal customers.
Yeah.
Creates loyal. They actually love when you tell them the truth, that it won't happen. Or they actually love that. They don't want to. A lot
Yep.
of people don't want to be told a lie. A lot of people don't like liars.
Right.
Like I think some people think that people like liars, or they like to be fed what they want to hear. But these days, people are starting to research. They're starting to actually, they're starting to learn. They're like, man, are you just, you said you're feeding me bull crap here. Like,
You're
this don't
trying to
sound.
just get over
You're just trying to
it.
get over. People know, and they can tell when you're authentic. They can tell when you're genuine and when you're not. And so I think that's a lot of reasons. I would say I would bet my money on it, my life on it, that's one of the reasons why your business is growing. I can sense it just now, just talking to you. You're very authentic. You seem very authentic. You seem very genuine and very caring, considerate of the other person. And so, w- again, I read the word, I read the Bible. It talks about those aspects, and I truly do believe it. I truly do believe that when you kind other people, and when you're considering other people more important than yourself, man, it comes back around, and it just
I believe it too. Like,
yeah.
I tell people, I believe that, and I think too, because I work with kids. I feel like
Mm,
by children, when you're good to children, when you come from a kind place,
mm,
especially with children, with adults, but especially with children, I think,
yeah.
blessings happen. I think, I don't know.
Mm,
I truly believe in what you give out is what you're going to get.
mm-hmm.
So,
Same, same, absolutely, absolutely. Man, we could go on, but I'm gonna try to hit these last few questions that I have. But you're gonna have to do another. You got to come back, but like you got to come back, because there's a lot that we did not hit, and but for for the future, or for what it is that you have going on in terms of your business or just social media in general, um, what can your followers expect? What in the future can they expect in terms of content? Is there anything that will change or shift, or is there something that you will want your followers, or even people that are watching this video now, who are going to follow you and things of that nature? What can they expect in the next few weeks or months, in terms of your content changing or staying consistent?
um, I think I plan to stay consistent, but again, my goal right now is to be able to find a system that allows for more purchases outside of my window, if that makes.
Mm,
So rather than it only being available for purchase on Fridays and you pick up Monday through Wednesday, I want to be able to give other options. I want to be able to come and pick up a single smoothie, because at this location, this is what I have offered. At this location, this is what I have offered. So my goal right now is to be able to expand,
mm,
and that's what I'm trying to do as far as the businesses. So the social media content is gonna stay fire. Um, that's the product is gonna stay fire, but again, my goal is to be able to expand, so that way
yeah,
I'm able to reach more people.
absolutely, absolutely. I love that. Now, in terms of expanding, are you at some point looking to, is this a matter of partnering with someone? I'm not sure if someone comes across this video and they're like, hey, I want to reach out. Are you at some point looking to partner with someone, or are you just kind of, perhaps just more so kind of wanting to stay your own lane, and in a sense, um, just grow in that aspect of it? Any aspect of business.
I how do I want to put this? I believe in vibes.
Mm,
Makes sense. Like,
yeah,
I believe that when you find someone on the same vibe, or when you're on the same page, you just kind of know it.
absolutely.
Um, I have not found someone like that. But if someone were to come across and they were of the same vibe that I am,
Mm.
um, I'd be interested in hearing, because I don't think that you can grow by yourself.
Oh wow.
I think you can do well by yourself, but I don't
Yeah.
think that you can grow, because there's going to be someone who sees something differently and
Mm.
sees a different way for you to grow.
Mm.
You may not be able to see.
Right.
So, um, if that happens, I'm open to it.
Okay. Okay. I'm just
Be open to it, but I am open to it, because you can't stay by yourself.
right. Right. But cautiously, like you said, because
Cautiously,
yeah,
yeah.
because our
I don't
partner,
know you,
I
but
know,
I
I know,
know
our
you.
partner can bring you down, tear
You
down
are
everything that
right.
you,
You are right
you
about
know,
that.
business
You're
or
right about
or
that.
marriage or anything.
You're right about
Hey, it's a
that.
whole another. What that's what I'm
You're
saying. You
right
gotta come,
about
gotta
that.
come back because we gotta talk about some more. Like, I trust me, I'm telling you, like it's because it's so true. It's
It
just
is.
me
It
thinking
is.
about my business and things of that nature. I'm solo, and you just don't really think about doing a lot of things with certain people because, like you say, you have to be cautious. You really have to
Yeah.
be cautious when you build a business or when you build a brand. It's almost like a baby.
It is.
It's like a baby.
It is.
It's
And you
like
can't let everybody be around your
you
baby.
can't, man. It's like, what you smoking, man? I can't put that around my. It's like, nah. What you
Yeah.
drinking? You can't be around my baby.
Yeah.
So, hey, I get it. I get the concept of wanting to grow. But I wanted to put that out there just in case somebody saw this video and they like, got millions and they over here. All right, I want to seriously because
No,
it
you're
happens.
right.
It
You're
happens.
right.
It
You're
happens.
right.
So, that's absolutely dope. If this was your last day, if this was your last day on this earth, you were gonna be abducted by aliens or you're about to die or something, I don't know, and your content was the only thing we had left of you on all of your different platforms that you're on, and people were coming across your content, what would you want them to take from it? What would you want your legacy to be throughout those platforms? You didn't know I was gonna think, I was gonna hit you with that one.
No. And if this was my last day,
Hmm.
I wanted someone to get a message from my content, what would it, honestly, that like you can find happiness and it doesn't have to look like how people think it should.
Mm.
Like you can make it your
Oh.
own. But I would want people to know that you can find your happiness, and however it is that you have to get there, get
Mm.
there. It is so different on the other side.
Mm.
So, I think my content speaks to like, well, I want people to see it and just feel like inspired, like I can do this, or damn, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Mhm.
uplift. So
And
I
that's what I
want to
saw.
be uplifted.
That's what I see. That's what I see. Like just even hearing your story, that's what I see. It's just a whole aspect of you don't have to go with the norm. You don't have to go with what's just out there. You can
Mhm.
take something and create it, and it's not just fitness. That's with any aspect of life. But your content and your product and what you produce, it literally gives that whole sense of this is different. This is something I've never seen before, but yet it's still good for you. Yeah, it still can do the job. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a few people I showed it to, and they were just like, I don't know, I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was like,
No,
they said,
it works.
yeah,
It
but
works. And
exactly,
I can't wait. Like because I feel like a lot of people they say that, and I'm just,
yeah,
oh, you're getting like less than a tablespoon of top.
right,
From social media, it can look like
right,
I feel like results speak for themselves. And if it wasn't,
absolutely,
I can understand too if it was just me, like if it was only my results
right.
that send me results. I have one client, she's like, "Oh my God, I'm under 200. I finally got here, and I'm so
Mm,
like it's if it was just me, I'd be like, okay, but there are other people that it's working for.
exactly.
So I let the product speak for itself.
Exactly, exactly. And I mean, again, just your whole personal bravado alone, I think speaks. Your humility is something I really love. I truly do. You've been like this from the moment we were talking on
I don't
Instagram.
know. I don't know. And somebody who said something to me, oh, you better. Oh, I'm like, no, honey, I can sell you my smoothie all day, but when it comes to talking about me and
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. It's funny because I'm the same exact way. I don't like to talk about myself. I really don't, which is why I actually kind of like the interview. Like I kind of like to deflect, and so I'm kind of trying to get my content to push from me in a sense and get into everyone else's stories. But occasionally I'll meet other people or some people who'll go, all right, well, you've been asking too many questions. Let me ask, and then I go, oh snap! Like you kind of want to hide. It's like, hold on now, hold on, I gotta go, So it's like, so I'm just like you, like in that same sense. I don't like to be asked questions, and then I also realize just how emotional I can get when I actually start to realize how much you actually have maybe not dealt with, but maybe in a sense not faced. It's like, dang, I never asked myself, or maybe I was asking myself this question at some point, and I just kind of pushed to the side because it got too emotional. But yeah, I noticed a lot of people are starting to a lot of my followers, they're starting to realize that, and they're starting to now like speak support and love back to me. And I'm like, I'll message someone and be like, I ain't about to cry. Like, if you're trying to get me to cry, I'm not about to cry. Like, I'm not. One thing I ain't about to do is cry. I ain't crying. Like, like you can try to you can say all that stuff, but I ain't crying. Like, I'll tell them I gotta go or something, but I ain't about to cry. And they're starting to do that. They're starting to do that. And so I'm realizing, and I see that with you, I'm starting to see myself, and I'm like, oh snap. I'm just like this soup. But one thing you did do is step out. You stepped out and you did it.
Oh my God. But it was literally, when I tell you, Trey, it's like things fell in line and I just had no choice but to go with it. Like a prime example, like the freezers that I have in the refrigerator, the commercial freezer and the commercial, my uncle just happened to, like their church just happened to be getting rid of them. Like
Wow.
happened to be who just happens to be getting rid of it? Who just happens to be getting rid of commercial?
Right.
Like, and I just calls me, hey, you need this? You need this? I got one for you.
What the heck?
And then I don't know if you're familiar with Danita Claytor. She's the owner of Legendary Burger.
I've
They're
heard of
like
Legendary Burger.
they're like big right now. So I worked with her for a period of time,
Wow.
before like things really, got
Took
off.
off. Yeah.
So, but she gave me a lot. Like, this is what you should do. This is how you should focus. So it's just there were things that were lined up.
Wow.
So I just didn't really have a choice. It's like, okay, Alyssa, I guess this is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let me just keep on. I have a girlfriend who does printing and customs, so she does all my labels. J. Marie.
Wow.
It's like there are just so many people that help pour into, the smoothie chick brand.
Mhm.
Um, so just when things line up, you just have
Yeah.
to go with it. You just have to jump out there.
Yeah.
There's a path already there for you. The
So
path was
true.
already made. I just had to walk.
So true. Man. And the name itself, since you just said it's the smoothie chick, how'd you come up with that? Like, look.
Because I didn't need it to sound like
Mm,
fancy. I need the speak. I just need it, and that's what I did. I did smoothies, and yeah, I'm just some chick out here.
something.
Like because I wanted people to feel like you could do it. I'm not so far removed, or I am not
Yep.
body higher than like I am
Mm-hmm.
just like you.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could do this together, and
Mm-hmm.
fabulous effing smoothies is how
Mm-hmm.
you know what I
Yep.
mean. Like
Yep.
I wanted it to be regular, just like
Mm-hmm.
regular.
Exactly. I get it. And that's why I actually what Let's Just Talk. I spelled it that way for the exact same reason. It was the Z's. I tried to literally make it as informal as possible because I had lost my job before the pandemic. So right before or when it was starting, they were starting to cut people off and things like that. I was one of the new people and things like that. I had just graduated from college. I had a little technical analyst position, and I was doing that and whatnot. But I was just reading entrepreneurial books like Rich Dad Poor Dad and things like that. I was just reading different entrepreneurial books all throughout my break. I would just go and run off and just read, go and run off and read. Everybody would be like, man, Trey, where are you going? You don't want to? And I'm just running off to read. And eventually when they let me go, I was like praying that they let me go. I can't even lie. I was like, man, please. With my last check, I just like jumped out, started my own business, started email marketing. So I do email marketing sites, affiliate marketing, and things of that nature. And I just kind of jumped out into that whole open atmosphere of entrepreneurship and social media. And eventually I just kind of went to TikTok. My girl, she pressed me to TikTok because I was DJing. And she was just like, oh, you should bring your music to TikTok. So I have a little DJ page, but that just kind of led me over to TikTok, which then led into fitness. And then that became a whole engagement of a community. People started just engaging with my videos. And it was just like crazy in terms of the amount of engagement I was getting. TikTok is just blowing. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm
You can
telling
show
you,
whatever. There's people, so many talents on there.
so many talents. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's so many talented people in this doggone fitness community. Like, you know, they show all these push-ups and sit-ups and all this stuff, but they can blow. There's one person that can sing better than Beyonce. I'm telling you, she really can. You look like you can sing too. Can you not? Like, for real, like that?
No, I feel like in a past life, maybe this life currently.
Probably not. Smoothies, just say smoothies, right? Say smoothies.
I still to stay in my lane. Stay in my lane.
No, but I know we all have, you know, these other things that we can bring out, and that's cool too. Like, to bring those things out on your page if you want to is a beautiful thing. But like you said, TikTok is swimming with talented people. And I feel like if you, like you said, if you can surround yourself in a community of people that is growing or that is causing you to grow, you can really learn how to overcome the fear and push those things out. So there's been people now who have a fitness page on TikTok, or I'm followers with or friends with, but now they have a painting business, or they have something else that they're started along with their fitness journey. You know what I'm saying? So this fitness journey kind of connected them into pushing out into other fears. It's weird how that worked, or how it works, but you know, just that whole aspect of it is amazing. I can go for days, but it's an amazing feeling, and it's amazing sense to level up. But this last question right here is definitely important. I want to make sure I get this. Where can people find you on any platform? You know, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Where are you? And then also, which one can they DM you and message you on? Yeah.
So if you are on Facebook, I'm AlyssaJones. And you'll just see a picture of me. I don't think my brand's anywhere there, but I have a lot of content on my stories. So
Oh
Alyssa
wow.
on Facebook. On Instagram, it's the dot smoothie chick.
Mhm.
I post a lot to my stories. I'm always posting stuff to
Yeah.
my
I see that.
if you're on
I see
Instagram,
that.
you're gonna
Yeah.
see
I
it.
see
So
that.
definitely look at the that smoothie chick. I'm on TikTok, the smoothie chick. TikTok is probably my favorite place to post my content first.
Yeah.
You can message me on Facebook. You can message me on Instagram. Unless we follow each other on TikTok, you can't message me. But Instagram, and then I have people that email me. So
Oh yeah.
people feel the need to ask questions, or if they want to know more, um, smoothiechick.etc@gmail.com. And people just email me questions.
Mhm.
And I answer usually within 24 to 48 hours. So
Wow.
that's where you can find me. And if you're interested in smoothies, or you want to see the site, www.thesmoothiechick.com.
Hey, hey, that's man. And y'all, just to remind y'all don't have to rewind the video and stuff. It'll all be down in the description. So, you know, some people may be trying to write it down or whatnot, but we'll have everything down in the description for you, so that you can also go and visit her and just like the content, comment, engage, just let her know how dope she is as well as her content. But again, Alyssa, I don't know how to put it into words. You know what I'm saying? This has been a super dope interview. You came and showed up and showed out. You know, she literally messaged me. She messaged me, y'all, and told me, what'd you say? You said she was like, I just watched the previous two interviews, and she was like, you probably won't get as much as out of me.
No, I'm looking. I'm like, wow.
Exactly. Did I not tell? Did I not? This is why I do what I do, because I'm good at it. Look. We went over.
You're right. You got it. You
I
got
told you. You gotta give me my props. I was like, that was a challenge. When you said that, I said, oh yeah. I
You
cracked
got
my knuckles, I cracked my neck. I was like, all right, here we go. All right. But I knew there was a story in here. And there was a story in here that had to be gotten out. I had to get this out, and you allowed me to. So I appreciate that. You could have just closed your line. You could have hung up right about now. You could have just said, yo, yeah, trade it. And then I would be like, where she went? You know what I'm saying? You could have did that. But you waited here to the end, and you allowed me to take everything out that I would love to have extracted. And I'm so glad I hit you up, and I'm so glad I got it.
likewise.
Thank you so much, man. And thank y'all too. If you stayed this long to watch the interview, thank you so much. Make sure you again subscribe to the channel, share the video. Somebody else may need to hear this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else may need to hear exactly what Alyssa was saying. They may need to hear the journey that she's on. They may need to follow her. They may need to contact her. So share this video with anybody that you may think it could help, as well as sign up to my email list, man. Again, if you want to know more about your boy, support me. Again, I have affiliate products that I also give out in regards to fitness. Again, if you want to know more about me and just grow in that aspect with me, sign up as well. I'm a coach / trainer, so hit me up as well, man. If you're trying to get it in, your boy got you. But with that said, man, I want to thank y'all so much for staying this long. And again, man, if you want to check out more content, look on the page and look at some of the other interviews to get inspired. But with that said, I hope you're having a wonderful night. And until next time, peace.